Hey Shri Ram, welcome all of you all for our Wednesday weekly Ramayan class. So we have been doing Valmiki Ramayan verse by verse, and we are now in the Balkand 15th Sarga, 15th chapter, and we have completed verse number 14. So we like to continue from there. But just for a recap, what we discussed last time, request Namini Mataji to read from verse number 12. We have a first read.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
After thinking over all that the Devatas had spoken, Brahmaji said, "Ah, I know a way to kill that evil-minded Ravana." Brahma continued. Ravana had asked that he should not be killed by Gandharvas, Yakshas, Devatas, and demons, which I approve. At the time of asking his boon, that demon, out of disrespect, did not mention humans, so he can be killed only by a human. There is no other way. Hearing these pleasing words of Brahma, all the Devatas and the great sages become delighted.
So now let's go to recap the scene. The Putra Kamishti Yagya is going on. Everyone is, all the Devatas have, assembled over there, the sky, not on the earth, right, to collect their various share. Yagya share is given. They want to collect their share. So they have all come over there and there they are discussing. So it's like a meeting point and they're discussing with Brahma. Brahma, you have given a very deadly boon to him that Devatas cannot do anything to him, nor other people can do anything for him. And because of that, we are all troubled. So Brahma says, yeah, I know. But I'll tell you one secret. It tells the secret is Ravana had asked for all immunity from all. But he said, I'm not bothered about humans. I'm not taking any immunity from humans. So he said, only from a human form, we can kill Ravana. And on the list, what all he mentions, it's very important to note that Ravana mentions about Gandharvas, Yakshas, Devatas, and demons. It's his own community people. Demons means his own community people. But he has never mentioned God. That is a very striking point. Why does he not mention about God? What is the reason? If he had mentioned about God, everything would have come under that one roof, no? What is the reason? Come on, fast.
प्रभु जी भगवान ने उनको बुलवाया कि नहीं बोले वो
भगवान ने बुलवाया कि नहीं बोले. Okay, fine. Yes, Damini, what was your take?
Brahmaji itself is under God. So how can he give the boon for God?
Good. Very nice. Technically, another very nice point. Something more? Anybody wants to add? Who are demons? Demons basically accept those whom they can see. But they will never accept the Supreme God. So atheists are also a form of demons. Those who are atheists, जो अपने आप को नास्तिक कहलाता है, या भगवान को मानने से इनकार, वो राक्षस प्रवृत्ति में जाते हैं. You unless and until you don't deride the supremacy of the Lord, you cannot do bad activities. No one does bad activities out of liking. Bhagavad Gita says, Kamesha Krodesha Rajaguna Samudvam Ashnama Papam Verinam. He says very clearly, of lust and of anger, people do bad activities, wrong activities. But in the process of doing this wrong activity, everywhere the consciousness pricks. Whenever a bad man or any man does any wrong activity, there's a consciousness which comes and says, hey, don't do that, it's wrong. It is wrong only when I accept an authority. If I don't accept an authority, अगर मैं अपने आप को ही भगवान मान लूं, मेरे से कोई बड़ा भगवान है ही नहीं, then problem solved. The best problem is, ऊपर होगा तो मुझे परेशान करेगा. I am the best and no one is superior than me. And Brahma, okay, if you are some Devata, fine. All of you all, I should get immunity from all Devatas, fine. Therefore, that I have done my tapasya. And Brahma is also helpless. Anyone who does the tapasya, he has to give him, bestow the boons on him. He has no choice because there is a rule. He's bound by the rules. But only Lord is not bound by any rule. The biggest rule he breaks. Lord says, Samaham Sarva Bhuteshu. I am equal to all beings. बराबर बोलते हैं कि नहीं बोलते? भगवान कहते हैं ना, मैं सभी प्राणियों के साथ इक्वल हूं, सम हूं, बट फिर भी चीटिंग करते क्या करते हैं? भक्त जो है, जो शरणागत है, who is surrendered, who is his devotee, for him Lord goes one step ahead. So what actually works with those who don't surrender? अभी कई सारे लोग हैं दुनिया में who don't surrender. Then what is the gati for them? What is the position for them?
प्रभु जी, लॉ ऑफ कर्मा अप्लाई होता है उनपे और
Yes, for them the law of karma applies. That is why you see Nastik also has got lot of wealth, wife, children, family, house, property, name it, everything he is having. How come he is having everything? Because he is as per the law of karma. He has done some good karma, good activities in the last birth, for which he is getting all that. Still, he is not accepting the existence of God. God says, no problem. Whether you accept or not, I am still there. It's like someone comes and tells, no, I don't accept so and so as the prime minister. I accept someone else as the prime minister. Whether you accept or not, facts don't change. Facts do not change as per your expectations or as per your desires. The fact always remains. So that is the reason why people like Ravana, rather any demon or any demonous propensity person, will always behave like this. And the best part is they like to change destiny. लोग तो ताकतवर लोग है ना, what we call them as powerful people, who have got some what do you say, political power or money power, whatever you call it. Those people, they try to change destiny, and destiny can never be changed. I'll tell you a story of Chandrahāsa. It's a story which comes in Bhaktamal. It's also there in Gemini Mahabharata. The story is mentioned in detail at large. Story about in Kerala, there was a king who had a young prince, son, child, whose name was Chandrahāsa. Suddenly, the neighbor king attacked the kingdom, and the king was killed, and the kingdom was conquered. Everyone was killed. Somehow, the maid servant, Daima, whatever you call it, she saved this child. This child, Chandrahāsa, was actually a prince. She saved him. And somehow or the other, kept him under her protection. So the new king, Durbuddhi, who came in, he became the new king. He took over the kingdom and he said, let this maid servant be my maid servant. So the maid servant used to work over there under the new king, but the child used to come and play there. So what happens once was, this king had called a lot of brahmanas for food, nice feast. So all the brahmanas had come. That time the king Durbuddhi went and asked, see, I have a daughter. Her name is Ushaya. Can you please give a prediction? From which country will her husband come? Where my son-in-law will come? The Brahmanas were just seeing the chart. Immediately they saw this Chandrahāsa, the young maid servant's child. As per the king, he was a maid servant's child. They saw this small 5-year-old child playing here and there. This boy is going to be your son-in-law. He was very insulting and pinching to Gurubuddhi. अरे एक नौकरानी का लड़का मेरा दामाद बनेगा? I can't accept. It's very bad. Chandrahāsa was a great devotee. That's why he's mentioned in the Bhaktamal. You know, Bhaktamal is a story of all devotees. So he says, it is said that Chandrahāsa had been worshipping Lord Vishnu right from the day one, from his childhood. First birth, carry forward devotion. And he asked us, he was to ask us, Daima, please tell me about Vishnu and all. So one day, Narad Muni himself came. He gave him his audience and he told him, you are a nice child. I'll give you the mantra. Please chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and keep this shaligram and worship this small shaligram. The best part of shaligram is you don't have to do any pran pratishtha for shaligram. That's the best part. शालिग्राम का कोई प्राण प्रतिष्ठा नहीं होता है, बस लेके आओ और पूजा करना चालू. Another thing, you should never buy shaligram. It should be gifted by someone, either by a guru or by a friend or a devotee friend. Then only you can use it. And mostly it's found in Nepal. So, and the best part of shaligram puja is there is no much of rules and regulations. बस एक बार नला दो, चंदन होए तो लगाओ, तुलसी होए तो ऑफर करो, जो भी खा रहे हो पर ऑफर करे बस. So this boy used to do, and where he used to keep this small boy, where he used to keep this shaligram in his mouth. He used to take a tulsi leaf, wrap it, and keep it in his mouth. And it is not a joke; it's a fact. Though I have not seen it personally, but I've heard through authorities, there are in Ayodhya, there are sadhus who got small, moong ka dana jitna small shaligrams. They do the puja, everything, and after everything is done, they open their eyelids, they keep the shaligram in their eyes. उसके आंखों में पड़ा रहेगा शालिग्राम, और जब भी मन करेगा ऐसा आंख खोलेंगे, शालिग्राम निकालेंगे, बाहर रखेंगे, उसको पूजा करके वापस रख देंगे. इस डिवोटीज भक्ति का अलग अलग स्टाइल है, भक्तों का स्टाइल ही अलग है. इसके लिए भगवान एक ही आदमी से डरता है, वो है भक्त. तो भक्त कैसा भक्ति करेगा भगवान भी प्रेडिक्ट नहीं कर सकते. So the boy was, when he was given this verdict, boy was very, the king was very upset. Gurubuddhi was very upset. This maidservant son will become my son-in-law. He called his soldiers, but take this boy to the jungle and finish him off. Soldiers took him to the jungle. In the jungle, they were watching the small 5-year-old boy playfully coming to the jungle. They felt bad. Arey, what are we doing? We are killing this innocent child for nothing, just because the king has told we are executing this murder. Very bad. Anyhow, I'll do one thing. So the boy asked, anyhow, you're going to kill me. I am not worried. Anyhow, everyone has to die. Jatasi dhrum mrityu dhrum janma mrityusya tasmat pariyare arte nathon sochito arasi. Whoever takes birth is sure to die. And whoever is sure to die is going to take birth again. So I am not bothered. Just give me 5 minutes. I want to do my final puja to my shaligram. Said, okay. They removed the shaligram from his mouth, kept it, offered us water and all, bathed it, and then whatever kandamul was there, fal or whatever it is, he offered it to the shaligram. So the soldiers, they felt very bad. They felt pity for him. But ja, bhag ja. You will tell the king, I have killed you, but don't come this side. You don't come this side of the kingdom, go to the other side. The boy was also fine. Okay, you don't want to kill me? Fine. He was not much excited about it also. And started moving to the other direction. And he was very tired. Got very tired. He slept down under a tree. Coincidentally, a neighboring king king from a neighboring kingdom who had come for hunting. So hunting, he came there. There he saw this boy, a young boy, a young child rather, and he was a childless king. And he saw this young child lying on the ground, and a shardul feather, a shardul bird was giving shade to this boy. Now, आपने सुना होगा ये सुरखाब के पर, उन्होंने सुना ये सुरखाब किसे कहते? शार्दुल bird, actually, आजकल शादियों में and all that, they put marriages, they put that pagadi and some feather they put. कबूतर का है या मुर्गी का है मालूम नहीं है, but actually speaking it should be of शार्दुल. इसके लिए कहते हैं सुरखाब, शार्दुल का पंख लगा गया मतलब वो राजा है, चक्रवर्ती राजा. It indicates he is going to be a चक्रवर्ती राजा. He said when this bird is giving shelter, covering, giving cover to this young child, this boy is going to become one day a big Chakravarti, emperor. So I'll take this child with him. He took the child with him. The child also happily went there, playing. It grew up. And Raja ka beta to Raja hi banega. And he was a big king. So very good, nice, strong, young prince he became. One day it so happened that Durbudhi sent his men to Chandrahāsa's father's kingdom, saying that you have to pay us tax, otherwise we will attack you. He said, we are not going to pay any tax. So he sent a big army to fight with Chandrahāsa and his father, and Chandrahāsa killed the entire army. The king himself had come, and he made the king a bandi. He was just helplessly watching himself bound and could not do anything. That time, the king thought, oh, Durbudhi, he thought, now I have been bound, I have been caught. Now what do I do? Now he could recognize he's the same boy whom I tried to kill. My soldiers did not kill him, and now he has become the king, and now he is going to kill me. Now I will not leave him. He says, now that you have captured me, I will give you money. So you do one thing. I will stay, I'm tired. I'll stay here for some time. Now, as it is, I'm a prisoner. I'll stay here. Take this letter and show it to my son. And my son will give you the kar, that is the tax. Fine. So Chandrahāsa was given the responsibility. He took the letter and he galloped towards his kingdom. When he reached the outskirts, he was very tired. There was a beautiful garden. There he went and lay down. And it so happened, the same garden, Durbudhi's daughter, Vishya, came to play. There she was fascinated looking at this young prince. What a handsome young prince. I wish I could marry this prince, such a handsome guy. And then suddenly her eyes went on a letter, which was there lying next to Chandrahāsa. She picked up the letter and she opened it. And the letter, it was clearly written, I am sending this person to you, my dear son. He had written to his Vishya's brother. His father had written to his son. I am sending this man to you. When the minute this fellow comes to you, give him wish. उसे wish दे देना. Wish means poison. Now, this princess, when she was seeing the prince, was captivated by love and passion. And she was wondering, how can my father write wish? Some spelling mistake he must have. It must have been Vishaya. He must have meant Vishaya, but galti se unhone wish. So what did she do? She broke a small twig from a tree, अपने आंखों से काजल निकाला, and correction कर दिया, विश का विषया कर, and वापस रख दिया उसे. So next, after a few hours, the prince got up, went to the kingdom, gave the letter to the Durbuddhi's son. The Durbuddhi's son opened the letter. Oh my God, my father has given this letter. Give the bearer of this letter, give Vishaya. Okay, immediately arrange for the marriage. Chatpat, fatafat, shadi bhi kara di. After a few days, Durbuddhi came back. And he got the shock of his life. That I had written in the letter, give him wish. And this fellow has given my daughter Vishya only in marriage. Should I complete this story or should I stop with destiny over here? लोग बोलो ऐसा.
गुरुजी स्टोरी कंप्लीट करो.
करें?
बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है प्रभु जी, अच्छे से सुनाइए.
This is a true story of Chandrahāsa. This comes in the Bhaktamal, in fact, even in Gemini Mahabharata it comes. So now that he has become the, when this fellow came, Durbuddhi came, he got the shock of his life. कैसे भी अभी भी खत्म करना. Still that mind was that. Everyone told him, why you want to kill him? Now he's your son-in-law. अगर आप उसको मारोगे तो आपकी बेटी विधवा हो जाएगी. Should be widowed. He said, no problem. I don't mind my daughter getting widowed, but somehow I want to kill this fellow. How can he be smarter than my brain? This is what is Durbuddhi. This is what is the meaning of Asura Buddhi. So he told his son-in-law, now that you have become a son-in-law, wow. You both are very, family, and you're all one family and all that. But you do one thing. It's a customary in our family. There is one Kali Devi temple in the jungle. And today night, you should go there and do puja. Because it's your customary, I'll do. The neighboring king, there was another neighboring king who wanted to give his daughter to Chandrahāsa. So he sent a letter. He sent a letter to Durbuddhi's son that I want to give my daughter in marriage to Chandrahāsa. Please send him here. Here Chandrahāsa was on his way to go to that Kali Mata temple, Devi temple. And already in the Devi temple, Durbuddhi had kept people to kill. The minute he comes, he bows his head down, you all go and kill him. Whoever comes, kill him. He goes there. On the way, his brother-in-law, Vishya's brother, comes. He says, wait. See, there's an urgent message from the neighboring king. He wants to have your marriage done tomorrow. You please leave to that direction. He says, fine, okay. Once we get married, it will all be a big kingdom and, we'll have peace and unity and all that. That's right, but your father has told me I have to go to the temple and do the puja. Don't worry, Devi hai na, aap yahan se namaskar kar lo, and whatever paraphernalias you have given, you give it, you got for the puja, give it to me. I will take it to the temple. So Chandrahāsa went on the other direction, taking the paraphernalias to the temple, and finally, Durbuddhi's son himself was killed. Now, when Chandrahāsa came to know that his brother-in-law has been killed, he came from that kingdom back. And here Durbuddhi went to see whether the son-in-law was killed. And he was shocked to see his own son killed. And in the shock, he banged his head on the temple and he himself collapsed over. When Chandrahāsa came back, this is the heart of a devotee. This is the heart of a pure soul. What did he do? He immediately prayed to Devi. Whatever it is, they were not thinking bad about me, but okay, it was a girl's father's thinking. It was, this boy was innocent. He didn't know anything. Why should he be punished? Please forgive. And by his prayers, both Durbuddhi and his son both revived back. So the bottom of the story is destiny is pre-written, but the asuras, they try to change destiny. Not just asuras, people with asura mentality, they have the habit of They think they can change destiny. Nothing can be changed. Everything is in the hands of the Supreme Lord. He is a super manipulator. He's super smart. I always say, कितना भी टेढ़ा बनो, दुनिया में आप टेढ़ा, एक बार आपका दिमाग टेढ़ा, आप टेढ़े, आपका काम टेढ़ा, चल जाएगा. But don't try to be smart with God. Because I always say, हम जितने टेढ़े, Lord is 3 times टेढ़े. Your 20%, 20 into 3. Your 100 is 100 into 3. That is why it's called Tribhangi. See, you know Lord, na? Lord is bent in 3 places, 3 bhangi. तो 3 जगह पे भगवान टेढ़े हैं. That what does this mean? थोड़ा भी टेढ़ा रहेगा, तेरे से ज्यादा टेढ़ा मैं हूँ. 3 times I'm more टेढ़ा. So let's not, we should not try to be more, crooked with God, with our crooked and evil ideas. We should not try to outsmart God. What are you going to achieve? So that's most important. So here also we come to know the mentality of Ravana. How Ravana was over proud. बस एक बार ये लोग को मुट्ठी में कर लूंगा, I'll be the king. Yes, Mataji, please read verse number 16 and 17.
At that moment, the highly effulgent Supreme God Vishnu appeared with conch shell, Sudarshan wheel, and mace in his hands. The Lord of the universe was wearing a yellow dress and was mounted on Garuda just like the sun is mounted on the clouds. The Supreme Lord was wearing bracelets made of molten gold. The best of the Devatas glorified that Supreme God.
So Lord has a form, not just a form. His dress is also fixed. You know why Vishnu is wearing a yellow garment and why Krishna is also wearing a yellow garment? Because Vishnu and Krishna non-different. Vishnu and Rama non-different. All are the same. So why is this yellow garment? What is the speciality? Because he is dark in color, contrast अच्छा लगेगा, or there's something higher. Come on. What do you think? Why is Lord wearing this type of dress? His favorite color. Please remember, Lakshmi Devi's hue is yellowish, golden yellow. Radharani is Tapta Kanchana Gaurang. So he is always in the mood of his concept. ये वाइफ के मूड में ही रहते हैं. इसके लिए हमेशा you will see Lord always going for a yellow garment, be it in Krishna avatar, or be it in Vishnu. Radha and Krishna are never separate; they are one and the same. Above all, Radha is none other than Krishna himself. Some other time we'll read this; it will understand that from the Garga Samhita, how it mentions that it is the very same Mohini avatar which comes as Radha. And that Mohini avatar is none other than Vishnu's avatar, Krishna's avatar, whatever you call it. It's all one and the same. Yes, Mataji, please read the explanation.
One must understand the difference between Devatas like Indra, Varuna, Agni and the Supreme God. These Devatas are superior living beings who work under the direction of Supreme God. They have some degree of power, but none can be compared with the Supreme Lord Vishnu or Krishna. There are various ministers in a government, like the finance minister, the defense minister, home minister. They do have some powers, but their main job is to assist the prime minister and execute his orders. Similarly, the Devatas assist the Supreme God in carrying out the various activities in the universe. Hence, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that those people who worship these Devatas, thinking them to be the Supreme God, are less intelligent or fools. People generally do Devata worship to fulfill their petty desires. The Bhagavad Gita 7.23 states, the benefits received from Devata worship are short-lived and not tangible. Only those who are less intelligent worship the Devatas as all in all. The biggest drawback in worshipping Devatas is they cannot grant us relief from the cycle of birth and death, because these Devatas themselves are subject to birth and death. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 8.16 that from a microscopic creature up to the Brahma, all living entities have to undergo the cycle of repeated birth and death. These Devatas in the end surrender to the Supreme Lord when they are in problem. Hence, Acharyas say that we should worship only the Supreme Lord Vishnu or Krishna. However, this does not mean one should disrespect these devatas. Undoubtedly, they are superior beings and blessed to be in direct service of the Lord. We should seek their blessings but should not pray for petty benefits. All the happiness and distress that we undergo are due to our past karmas. We all generally complain that we have problems in our lives, but the Shastra gives us a different understanding. Vipado naiva vipada, sampado naiva sampada. Vipad vismaranam Vishnu, sampanna narayanam smriti. What we people often accept as calamity is not a real calamity. What we consider as prosperity is not the actual prosperity in the true sense. Real calamity is forgetting God Vishnu and remembering Lord Narayan is real prosperity. Only in case of a problem do we remember God. Else, when we are busy enjoying our life and material prosperity, we do not remember God. Hence, what is the use of such prosperity that makes us forget God and distances us from Him? It is only during the time of adversity that we remember God. The Devatas are so busy enjoying themselves in heaven that they forget the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Hence, time and again various calamities come in form of asuras. Only when the Devatas are troubled by these asuras, they get time to remember and worship the Supreme God Vishnu and surrender unto him for protection. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the great devotee Kunti Maharani, the mother of all the Pandavas, praises Lord Krishna in her glorification. She invites repeated calamities in her life as she says, it is only during the time of calamity that we remember God. Hence, when we are faced with some problem, we should think that it is time for us to remember the Lord whom we have forgotten.
1 minute. We'll wait just, I'll speak a little and then you can continue. This is very important shloka, or important verse. Vipada naiva vipada, sampada naiva sampada. Calamity is not a calamity. Whatever which you call as property, money, prosperity, my Aishwarya and whatever it is, sampada. Naiva sampada, it is not sampada. Then, what is vipada? What is calamity? Vipada, vismarana Vishnu. Vismarana means forgetting Vishnu. The minute you forget God, it is real calamity. Because nothing more dangerous can happen than further forgetting God. And what is sampada? Sampada Narayana Smriti. नारायण को जो याद किया वही सबसे बड़ा धन, वही सबसे बड़ा प्रॉस्पेरिटी है, वही सबसे बड़ा फायदा. But ulta, in the material world everything is ulta. That is why this is called a pivoted reflection of the spiritual world. Everything is ulta. यहाँ सब लोग उल्टा काम करें. भगवान ठीक है, भगवान को सुबह 2 मिनट अगरबत्ती दिखा दिया, दिया बत्ती कर दिया, चलो 2-4 काजू किशमिश भी खिला दिया. उसके जाए अपना डिवोटी सर्कल में आएंगे, some devotees will offer nice breakfast, lunch, dinner also. But then whole day, are you in Vishnu Smarana? Are you always conscious about God? You are always conscious about your material life, what people are talking about you on your Instagram, Facebook, your blah, 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 whatever it is. That is dangerous. That is vipada. And here we have to understand why vipada, calamities come to us. We may say, Prabhuji, it's all my prarabdha karma. Agreed. But you've seen, who is in charge of this material world? Who is in charge of this world? This bhautik dunya ka in charge kaun hai? Who is in charge?
Maya Devi.
Maya Devi nahi, Durga Devi.
Durga Devi.
Durga Devi. Durga is none other than sister of Krishna, sister of Vishnu. Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, she is Durga. So ye Durga Devi, how do you understand Durga Devi? Durga Devi means a lady with a trishul in her hand. And this trishul represents, there are three points for the trishul, right? And what does this represent to? Very important. Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik,
आध्यात्मिक
Adhyatmik. Three kleshas represented by the three trishulas. And she is always poking us with this. That is why लोग देवी का पूजा करते हैं देवी का ठीक है. What you will get? You will get eternity. You will get salvation. You may get some discount in the trouble from her trishul. But this is the reason is why she troubles you. अरे कम से कम दुख में तो भगवान को याद करोगे. And perfect example is the devatas. Tell me, how many of us remember God when we are entering a nice restaurant or going for a marriage or going for a movie, going to the mall, going for a picnic, whatever it is? How many of you remember? So हाथ में as an ornament माला भी उठा के चलते हैं. From the heart, how many of us are really honestly connected? थोड़ा खाने के लिए लेट हो गया तो पेट में चूहे दौड़ने लगते हैं. माला किधर, भगवान का नाम किधर, सब गया. All vanishes. Why? Because you are always focused on here in the material platform. So devatas are also deliberately troubled by Lord. That's why Lord controls the devatas also, and at the same time controls the asuras also. Asuras बीच बीच में बढ़ाना पड़ता है. अगर असुरास नहीं बढ़ेंगे तो देवता बोलेंगे कौन भगवान, हम ही भगवान, मैं इंद्र हूँ, मैं ब्रह्मा हूँ, I am that, I am this. But the problem is, once these people come into overpower and they don't realize that they are troubled by someone, they think themselves to be great. So what does God do? He balances. कभी कभी असुरों को ऊपर करेंगे, so that the asuras will trouble and the devatas will come to God. And when the devatas come to God, they surrender. That is going to be the next topic in the same purport. So then what he will do? He will come to save the devatas, some form or the other. कभी बलि महाराज बन के आएंगे, तो कभी वरा अवतार बन के आएंगे, कभी नरसिंह देव बन के आएंगे. He will control the asuras, and then the devatas will be relaxed. So this is a never-ending cycle. Like the cycle of birth and death is never-ending cycle. कभी देवता ऊपर तो कभी asuras ऊपर. This is going to be a perpetual, because unless until this doesn't happen, one-sided is very dangerous. One-sided is very dangerous. So Lord has to give trouble some way or the other, and that is very nicely done by Durga Devi. And once we surrender, then the whole scenario changes. Please continue, then we'll discuss.
Through the Ramayana, the principal message given to us by Lord Rama is Sharanagati or surrender. The Supreme God is aware of everything that is happening in the universe. The Lord is aware of the problems faced by every living being. However, unless one does not surrender to the Lord and cries out for him in distress, the Supreme God does not come forward to protect him. When Draupadi was in trouble, the Lord only appeared after she called out for him. The same was the situation of Gajendra when he was caught by the crocodile. Even in the Ramayana, the Supreme God Vishnu was waiting for the Devatas to approach him and request him for the protection from Ravana. The description of the four-handed form of Lord wearing ornaments and a yellow dress and carrying the conch shell and weapons removes the doubt that God is formless. God does have a form as described in this verse. Those who are less intelligent and who cannot conceive the form of the Lord say that the Lord is formless. Though the Lord is present everywhere, he still has his own residence in Vaikuntha. Like the Prime Minister, whose presence can be felt throughout the country, the Lord is also pervading everywhere. Just as the Prime Minister resides at his residence, the Lord also resides in his own abode.
So two things. Once when you are troubled, You do Sharanagati, you would go and take surrender of the, you take shelter of the Lord. And what does that surrender mean? Surrender means what? What makes surrender so special? Yes, tell me. It's very important to understand this. Come on, fast. Yes, Anjana Mataji boliye, what is surrender? Damini, Apekshit, bolo. What is surrender? Come on. What do you understand by surrender? Come on. Tell me.
Giving up the free will.
Hmm?
Giving up the free will.
Giving up the free will. That is surrender. When you reserve your free will for your own self, नहीं मैं अपने हिसाब से भक्ति भी करूंगा, अपने हिसाब से सब कुछ करूंगा, that means you are not surrendered. Surrender means giving up your free will of enjoyment and following what the acharyas, or rather what is the Lord's desire, that you follow, then it is Sharanagati. Unless and until you don't take Sharanagati, Lord will never do your welfare. And you should do Sharanagati also in the mood of saying, Lord, give me this. If you are saying that, it is not Sharanagati. You have to do Sharanagati saying, Lord, do what is right or good for me. For example, all of you must have read the Bhagavad Gita. Some might be experts also. So, what does Lord say in the second chapter? Second chapter, how does Arjuna surrender to God? अर्पणे दोषहता स्व पश्चामितां धर्म समुचित एक श्रेयसा निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्य हम साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम. What is saying? I am your shishya. Prapannam means I surrender. And last but not the least, yet shreya, which is best for me. Instead of asking what I want, Saranagati means जो आपको ठीक लगे, what you think is apt for me, that you can. You feel you should kill me, kill me. You feel I should kick you, kick me. If you feel you want to bestow me, bestow me. Whatever you want to do, you do. You have kept your free will, thrown away your free will, and you have fallen at the feet of God. And that is the time when Lord says, okay, now that you have taken my Sharanagati, I will protect you. And that we could see in Gajendra's case also. Why? I always say, even a mother doesn't give milk unless until the child doesn't cry. जब तक बच्चा रोता नहीं, माँ भी दूध नहीं पिलाती. So where is the question of anyone doing? Lord, you are fully compassionate, you are merciful. Everything is right. But first you have to surrender. You have to say, Lord, I am yours. Do what you feel is good for me, not what which I like. When you go to the doctor may say, I will or do an operation, or I'll treat you by medicine, or in worst come worst case, I will have to amputate a part of your body. Anything can be, depending on the chronicness of the disease. So who takes this call? The doctor says. So you are in what mood? Surrender to the doctor. Doctor, जो आपको ठीक लगे वो करो. You cannot say, नहीं मुझे इंजेक्शन पसंद नहीं है, आप इंजेक्शन मत. मुझे ऑपरेशन पसंद नहीं है, आप मुझे मत. If the situation requires, you will operate. If the situation requires just medicines, tablets, you will give medicines and tablets. If the situation requires an injection, you will give an injection. As the case may be. Same way, one has to be surrendered towards God. Whatever you feel right, you have the right to do. And one who does this actual true surrender to Lord, for him, fearlessness is guaranteed. And this is time and again it has been shown, the Shastra. One who is Why? In the story of Chandrahāsa also, he was just busy doing his devotion. What you feel right, you do. You are the boss. आपको जो ठीक लगे करो. आपको ये करना करो, वो करना करो, जो ठीक लगे. So this is how we have to understand that yes, Sharanagati is a very important aspect of devotion. And finally, the description of the Lord in the four-handed form. This is a big general problem which I always see among devotees. हम सब बटे हुए हैं, segments. One segment says, no, God is formless. One segment says, no, God is form. One segment says, no, God is in the form of Paramatma. He is there everywhere. से कुछ लोग आके बोलते हैं, sir, there is no heaven and hell separate. Everything is here only. No, Baba. It is like understanding heaven and hell in the same planet is, you do a small pocket mar, small thief, petty thief. You are not sent to Tihar jail or Athur Road jail. You are just sent to the lockup just for 2 days and then 1 or 2 days and दो झापड़ मार के आपको भेज देते. So similarly, that person will say, no, there is no jail. मैं हर टाइम जाता हूँ लॉकअप में, 2 झापड़ खा के आ जाता हूँ. One night I spend in the lockup, I get 2 beatings and I come back. Yes, there is. Depending on the severity of the crime you do, there is hell and heaven. But a small goodness you do, you suffer here only. And if it's a major goodness you do, you have to go to heaven to enjoy. High level. Similarly, small petty thief, okay, you're given trouble here only, in this world only. But in a major sinful activity, you have to go to hell to suffer. So, this is, we have to understand, Lord is there in all forms. And I have repeatedly told, Lord toggles these energies of us. Sometimes he uses the Paramatma Swarupa to solve the issue. Sometimes he uses the Sakar Swarupa of him. Sometimes he uses the impersonal form of the Lord. He uses his impersonal form to solve some problems. He may prevail through the entire universe, running the entire universe through his impersonal form. Sometimes his Paramatma form will fulfill this focused activity, whatever he has got. So it's rather than debating, Lord is personal, Lord is impersonal, Lord is this, that, without understanding the principle. So just explaining last week, people generally come and complain, Prabhuji, Shankaracharya, Mayavad philosophy, he's saying, there is Sayujya Mukti, it is spiritual suicide, it is this, it is that. Please try to understand, no Acharya can be wrong. Shivji himself cannot be wrong. The person who is writing Bhaja Govindam cannot be wrong. The one who sang the Rama Bhujanga Prayata Stotra cannot be wrong. We have not got that developed intelligence to understand that. Please try to understand. Shankaracharya was the first to profound all philosophy. He had to give this knowledge as per the time, that time, what was the prevalent mindset. You see black and white movies. Have you ever seen those songs of the black and white movies? I'm talking of before even my birth, late 50s and 60s. And the heroine wearing a nice 6-yard sari, fully covered with nice braid hair and all that. And if you see today's movies, today's heroines, you have to search where the cloth is on the body. So, which would you say is wrong? That was that kala. That was that film industry was also a film industry. That was a kala when spiritual movies were made. Today, no spiritual movie. It is all dangerous movies are made. Even in the name of spirituality, Ram is shown as some Superman, monkey, or Hanuman is shown as a super monkey. Idiotic. Never understanding the gravity of it. So, Shankaracharya says, yes, become one. tell me, let's say you go to ISKCON temple. If it's a Prabhuji, all Prabhujis, let's say all are in white. Or let's say there's a group of orange Prabhujis, there are a group of white dress Prabhujis, white dhoti kurta. What entity do you have when you all are referring each other as Prabhuji and some Matajis referring themselves as Matajis? Do you have really an entity left? You don't have any entity. आपका कोई इंडिविजुअल पहचान नहीं. भक्त बोलेंगे या आपको प्रभुजी. All are Prabhuji. Who is not a Prabhuji? So, if you see in a larger picture, yes, you tend to lose your identity. You tend to lose the identity. Well, we go to Vaikuntha also. Where is your individual identity? No, I am no longer, I am Ram Kumar, I am Anjana, I am Damini. No, so now all Vaikuntha Vasis. The word, one word is used, Vaikuntha Vasis. Then where is the question of any individuality there also? No, acharyas are wrong. The philosophy changes with the respective time. Valmiki Ramayan came first, but then Tulsidas ji saw this is not everyone cup of tea. How do we make it more simpler? Let's turn it into Avdi language so that the local people can understand, and thus Ramcharitmanas was written. And it was not from Valmiki Ramayan, it was written from Adhyatma. So we have to understand Lord in all the three forms and respect Lord in every form. Don't disrespect the Devatas. Devatas have to be respected. They should never be disrespected. They are much, much superior beings than us. But surrender can be done only to doing Devata, Devi worship is not forbidden in any Shastra. It's never forbidden. When Ram himself is seen, Lord Rama is seen doing Shiva worship. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad or insane in it. Yes, surrender can be done only to. It's like, fine, you may like so many food products, but only one product can be your favorite. All food products cannot be your favorite. All will nourish your stomach. Only one is your favorite. So similarly, Lord has to be, Supreme God has to be your favorite, and only He can, to Him you can surrender, not to any Devi Deva. This is what we get the crux from this.